Kratos is a godslayer, with a bloody track record of killing those erstwhile immortals who stand in the way of his goals. This Spartan warrior has been fighting for over a decade, and has proven time and again that he is not to be trifled with. Though Kratos continues to battle with his own personal demons, he remains relentless in his pursuit of his goals, and will stop at nothing to achieve them. No one who stands in his way is safe from his deadly wrath. Before Kratos became the god of war, he had a wife and child. After pledging himself to Ares, Kratos committed many horrible acts, wanting to make him the perfect warrior. Ares tricked Kratos into a blind rage which caused him to slaughter his family, Lysandra and Calliope. Though it only exists in flashbacks, it's this act that transforms Kratos into a hateful man bent on vengeance. Eventually leaving Greece as well as his bloody past behind, Kratos ends up in ancient Egypt and makes his way into Midgard. Having come to view his troubled past with great shame, Kratos has taken the initiative to mature and grow past his self-destructive tendencies, choosing to live as a man under the thumb of the Norse pantheon. He even finds love again with a woman named Faye, eventually fathering a son with her named Atreus. When Faye dies of unknown circumstances, Kratos and Atreus set out on a journey to spread her ashes from the highest peak in all the 9 realms as it was her final wish. However, he and Atreus come into conflict with various Nordic creatures along their way, and are constantly pursued along their path by a mysterious stranger, seemingly under orders from the king of the Norse pantheon himself, Odin. In the latest installment of the God of War series, which launched in 2018, Kratos ventures beyond the realms of Greek mythology and into the lands of Norse lore. Set in the frost-covered realms of Midgard, Kratos finds himself embroiled in a new saga where gods and monsters roam the icy wilderness, and ancient prophecies foretell of Ragnarok, the end of days. This will once again bring Kratos into conflict with the deities, perhaps even requiring him to kill gods as famous as Odin and Thor. Here are all the Nordic gods he went on to slaughter. Mimir, also known as the Norse god of knowledge and wisdom, served as Odin's advisor before the Allfather imprisoned him in a tree at the top of a mountain. When Kratos and Atreus find him, he offers to aid their quest if they release him. As per Mimir's instructions, Kratos cleanly chops off his head, effectively killing him. While dead, his eye glow fades and reveals his pale yellow iris. Later, Kratos and Atreus retrieve Mimir's other eye and put it back in his head, and find that it still works. Magni and Modi are summoned by Odin and ordered to aid Baldur in his hunt for Kratos after the former's failed first encounter with the Greek god. Magni eventually finds Kratos and Atreus when he drops to the ground from above while battling an ogre. Tossing the beast's corpse aside, he orders the pair to surrender, to which Kratos promptly refuses, starting a fight. After a long and grueling battle, Kratos eventually overpowers Magni and savagely buries the blade of his axe deep in Magni's skull, killing him instantly. Modi is horrified upon witnessing his brother's death and quickly succumbs to his fear and flees the battle. Magni's father, Thor, indeed became furious upon learning about his favored firstborn son's death, taking his anger out on his surviving son, Modi. Thor brutally beat Modi within an inch of his life, calling him a coward for supposedly leaving Magni to die. Transported to the 9 realms and the Norse pantheon in 2018's God of War, Kratos, now accompanied by his son Atreus, travels to the highest point in the land to scatter the ashes of his late wife Faye. Along the way, they are harassed by Baldur, son of Odin, and Freya, brother of Thor. After several encounters, Kratos spares Baldur's life, only to see him turn on Freya and try to murder her. To save Freya, Kratos kills Baldur, incurring Freya's anger and setting the stage for the next chapter in God of War Ragnarok's Kratos and Atreus' story. Though Nidhogg isn't a goddess, her presence is worth mentioning, given her impact on the world. In myth, she eats the roots of Yggdrasil and dishonest people, but in the game, she's seen as more of a guardian figure that protects the tree and prevents it from overexpanding. That makes Nidhogg's death a lot more complicated. We have to fight her in self-defense while helping Freya, with her demise letting her children loose throughout the realms. Heimdall is a major villain in God of War Ragnarok, the final chapter in Kratos' journey through Norse mythology. Since Heimdall is blessed with mind-reading and foreknowledge, the god can anticipate Kratos' every movement, leading the God of War on a quest to forge a special weapon to take Heimdall down in one of the game's best boss battles. In the Norse games of the God of War series, Kratos has overcome his killing instincts and tries to set an example for his son Atreus. That's why, after winning the battle against Heimdall by impaling him with a magic spear, Kratos decides to put an end to the conflict and spare his life. Unfortunately for Heimdall, he doesn't accept defeat and threatens Atreus' life. The fight goes on until Kratos bashes Heimdall's head against the floor and chokes the life out of the god. As the main antagonist of God of War Ragnarok, Odin puts up quite a fight. The All-Father of Norse mythology is not as big a brute as his son Thor. However, what Odin lacks in brawling, he highly compensates with magic powers. Just as Thor begins to repent for his sins and heed Kratos' plea to be a better god, Odin appears and kills Thor. Kratos, Freya, and Atreus then battle and defeat Odin. Atreus uses giant magic to trap Odin's spirit in marble. Then Sindri appears, snatches the marble and smashes it to bits with a hammer. Even though Odin is the only main antagonist in the franchise who is not killed by Kratos, he plays a pivotal role in defeating the forces of Odin. Kratos, the god of war, is an iconic figure who embodies resilience, determination, and fearlessness. Whether he's battling gods or confronting his inner demons, he never backs down from a challenge. Come, let us raise our swords high and embark on an epic journey with Kratos as he sets out to become the slayer of Norse gods, forging his legend into eternity. We would love to hear your thoughts on our latest video, so don't forget to leave a comment, like, and subscribe to our channel. Stay tuned for our next adventure, and thank you for watching.